On today's episode of the WolfStat podcast, we welcome back the Premier League. Can Arsenal get off the mark against Norwich? Will Ronaldo make his second Manchester United debut? Hello and welcome to the WolfStat podcast. I'm Phil and sat beside me is Harvey.
Evening.
How you doing, Harvey?
Yeah, not too bad. And yourself?
Yeah, fine. Missing the Premier League, which we will get onto in a minute. But how you been enjoying the international break?
I've been a bit busy doing the stats, to be honest, but the games I've caught, England's been a bit poor, but got the result at the end, so yeah.
Well, unless you're an Arsenal fan, I think we can all agree that we would prefer the Premier League to be back. So thankfully it's back on Saturday. And the game that gets to kick it all off is Crystal Palace-Tottenham. Harvey, let's go straight in with what you think about this game.
London derby, Tottenham away from home. They haven't had many goals in their games, been 1-0s.
Yeah.
Palace could do with another clean sheet, to be honest. So a tight, cagey game, I reckon.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a Tottenham win for me. Maybe a little bit more convincing than, like you say, their previous results, but I'm not sure that's maybe a little bit disrespectful to Crystal Palace, who were looking for their first win under Vieira. So it could be one of them games where an upset might happen. Crystal Palace might get a draw. I'm not sure, Harvey. What do you reckon?
Well, we've seen in the past what it's like for the away team. They go to Palace, the crowd's so close to the pitch and it's so loud, so it might be a bit intimidated there.
Yeah, could be. I'm looking forward to seeing how this one turns out. What would you say if you were going to tell me a score?
I'll probably stick with the 1-0 Tottenham again, I think that's generally the path Spurs go at the moment.
Yeah, that's fair, I think. And you know what? Recent history and recent form would suggest, Tottenham by a small margin.
I think maybe Harry Kane might get a goal this time.
Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good to see how he's received as well, obviously, with the whole incident that happened over the summer.
So if we move on to Nuno's previous side, Wolves,
nice.
they take on Watford. Again, two teams that have struggled to begin with at the start of the season. How can you see this one going?
So Wolves have been a little bit unlucky, I would say, so far this season. Correct me if I'm wrong, Harvey, I don't think they've scored yet.
No, and the Arsenal and Wolves have failed to score so far.
Yeah, so you expect them to get their first goal in this match?
I think so. I think they've had a bit of a break. They can work on their set pieces and do what they do best. So I do think they'll score goals.
Yeah, I think so too, actually, Harvey. I think they're going to get some goals in this one. Like I said, I think they've been a little bit unlucky. They've been creating chances. They just haven't been taking them. So, you know what? It's just a matter of time before it all clicks, I think, and it might just click this weekend for Wolves.
But once they start, we know what Jimenez is like. I think once he gets the confidence back, he should hit way past double figures this season.
Yeah, we'd like to think so. It'd be nice to see. And how do you see Watford faring in this one?
Yeah, they've been up and down for me. They can score goals, but defending it isn't great. So, obviously, with Wolves not scoring as many goals, well, none to be precise, but they've not scored any goals, but Watford's defence is quite leaky, so I think this could be a very open game. Yeah,
I think so as well, Harvey. You know what? I'm going to go for a score draw, maybe a 2-2, something like that. And that's just my opinion, guys, not the stats or anything like that. So, don't be stupid enough to bet on it just because I said so. So if that is something that interests you, though, guys, you can go over to our shop, which is wolfstat.com/shop. There you'll be able to buy the stats for 12 football leagues that we cover. And you can also buy our bet packs, which is specific markets, like over 2.5 goals, both teams to score, the results for certain games. And it's the most likely statistics, and it doesn't matter what league they play for, it's just the most likely statistics for the 12 leagues that we cover. So, yeah, please go check them out. Harvey sat beside me. He's the stat man. He put so much work into it. He'd be very grateful. So would I. So please go check them out. wolfstat.com/shop.
And let's win together.
Let's win together, absolutely. So let's get into our next game, Harvey. It's Brentford-Brighton, Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Any immediate thoughts about this game?
Well, when you think about it, it could be a 6-pointer. But obviously, Brighton have won a couple of games, so they're currently not down there. But
Brentford haven't lost yet, though.
no, that's true. But I think this potentially could be the first game they lose.
Arguably. I think maybe we were looking at Brighton a little bit with too much rose-tinted spectacles, Harvey, because we imagined that they might cause an upset against Everton last match week. That didn't happen, obviously. Everton ran out 2-0 winners. I like the way Brighton play. I like the way Darren Potter's got them set up. But they're still a bottom half of the table side. They might struggle here a little bit. Brentford, they're still picking up points, still ticking away, ticking it over. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to predict this one.
Yeah, I think both defenders will keep it tight. Obviously, both can strike the ball well and get quite a few goals. But I do think it'll be a cagey game. I think Brentford have done well so far defensively. I think they want to keep that up.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Do you think this game might be perhaps a do not lose rather than a try and win?
I think Brentford have got the momentum because obviously they haven't lost yet. But I think I'm going to try and keep that record because once the defeats start coming in, that's when you tend to see them drop in confidence.
Yeah, you're right, and that's when obviously they get into a little bit of a slump, and before they know it, they're in the bottom three. So, important game. I know we're only match day 4, but I'm looking forward to seeing who comes out on top on this one.
Yeah, it should be a good game. Talking of good games, Arsenal-Norwich. Now, obviously both teams have struggled. It's bottom versus second bottom. Arsenal being bottom. Can they turn it around?
Surely, Arsenal are going to win this game, Harvey. Tell me Arsenal are going to win this game.
I do think they will win the game.
Okay.
Obviously, it lingers in the back of their heads that they can't score goals, but you could say this is the start of their season. I know it's obviously the 4th game in, but the 2 previous games it took on quality sides.
Yeah.
Arsenal are no longer one of those sides. They are a mid-table to 6th, something like that. They need to realise that and play to their strengths instead of trying to take teams on.
On the other foot, though, Harvey, Norwich are also looking for their first win. And I guess they will see this game as a chance to get some points on the board as well. I know it is Arsenal, and the name is, iconic in some sense. You're right, they're obviously not the team they once were. But I'm not sure. Can you see maybe even Norwich doing something mad here and beating Arsenal and just adding to that Arsenal misery?
I think if Norwich were to upset Arsenal, it was to take an early lead. I think that might make the heads drop a bit in the fans against Arsenal. Obviously, the home game usually pays advantage, but in this case, it might go against Arsenal. So it should be a good game.
I think so. You're right. I expect probably an Arsenal win. It's hard for me to say just because I've seen them so far this season and they've been terrible. And like you say, that has been against Chelsea and Man City, and arguably, they were going to lose them games anyway. But it's just the style in which they lose. It doesn't look good.
No, of course it doesn't. Obviously, Man City, Chelsea, even Brentford, they did come out. Norwich will take the approach of trying to keep it tight at the back. I think that will play into Arsenal's hands.
And we've got an extra tip for you this week, Harvey. Isn't that right for this one?
Yeah, obviously the stats don't look the best, but I do think Arsenal will score goals. I think Norwich may nick a goal, but I think over 2.5 goals looks very good.
Nice, I like that. So another game, Harvey, that's probably too good for Saturday, 3 p.m, is Man United versus Newcastle at Old Trafford. This is going to be a good game. It's going to be important because Ronaldo is probably very likely to make his debut, or second debut, whichever you want to say. Surely, Harvey, this has got Man United win written all over it, huh?
You would think so. I do think so. I think the hype of Ronaldo will lift the rest of the United squad and dampen a bit of Newcastle's spirits here. But it's a free hit for Newcastle. Play to their strengths if they have any. But I don't think Ronaldo will start. I think he'll come off the bench. I think it'll be a quiet game to begin with, but I do think United.
Yeah, I think United win too. Newcastle do have players that can be dangerous. Obviously, Saint Maximin is one of them. Joe Willock, even he was scoring for fun at the end of last season. As Callum Wilson as well. They've got dangerous players, Harvey. You maybe see them nicking a goal and making it a little bit more difficult for United.
I think Newcastle have to score first. If they don't, they may struggle and revert back to their let's cut our losses here and try and keep it tight at the back. I think if they were to get a goal, it would have to be first.
Yeah, I think so. And like you said, Harvey, it's going to be the Ronaldo show, isn't it? He's going to buoy everyone in the stadium. He's going to buoy up all the Man United fans. They're going to be so delighted to see him again. I just can't see anything other than Man United win here, I'm afraid.
I'm the same here. So if we move on again to West Ham, Southampton, or Southampton, West Ham, sorry. West Ham have had ups and downs this season, yet to be defeated, but they do score goals, which obviously helps them out. Southampton, they haven't won a game yet. They've got 2 points on the board, 2 draws, 1 against United, so some positives there. How can you see this game going?
I think this one has the potential to be a really good game, Harvey. I like the style of both teams. Obviously, Southampton with the gegenpressing, it's very good, very high energy, very on the front foot. The kind of style that we used to seeing with Liverpool back in the day under Jurgen Klopp when they were just going hammer and leather. Yeah, it's brilliant to watch. On the other foot, West Ham, they're also in very good form. You're right, maybe a little bit of an ups and downs season so far. Antonio, he's shining for them at the moment. He's going to be hard to stop. A tough one to predict, to be honest.
Yeah, I think both teams to score will probably be good in this one, but
I think that's a fair bet, yeah. So I don't know who's been making the fixtures this week, Harvey, but again, another great game that probably doesn't deserve to be at Saturday at 3 o'clock is Leicester versus Man City. Has a potential for a good game, this one.
These games are always good. We know their history, and Leicester tend to get the upper hand. If it's been a home game, Man City in current form, they have lost though, which may play a damper on their game a bit. But away from home, they may struggle here. But what do you think?
I'd probably expect Man City to be able to beat them. But then again, if Leicester was to do something, like a 1-0, 2-1 victory or something like that, I wouldn't either be too surprised. So obviously they beat Leicester Leicester beat Man City in the Community Shield. So do you think this is a chance for revenge for Pep's side?
It's always a chance for revenge, but I do think Brendan Rodgers' side that they are generally hard to break down. So they have conceded 5 goals season already, but they do know where the back of the net is.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's what makes this game so interesting, is that both sides are capable of beating each other. So, again, like always in the Premier League, it's definitely one to watch.
If we move on to another game, Chelsea versus Villa. Now, this one comes with a bit of controversy because 2 players for Aston Villa will not be able to play in this game due to COVID restrictions because they went away on their international break.
Well, that was mad scenes.
I don't know why they've done that, but it kind of shoots Villa in the foot a bit, and especially a big game like this one.
Let me ask you this quickly, Harvey, before we cover the game. Do you think the officials of that game did that on purpose to make a statement, knowing that the world would be watching?
I think they did, but I don't know the reason behind it.
No, I understand what you mean, but it was just crazy to say. It really was.
But if we go back to the game, Chelsea at home, Aston Villa without 2 key players. I think this is a bit easy to call.
Okay, so you're thinking Chelsea win easy there?
Well, Villa's second keeper's going to have to play, and not that there's anything wrong with that player either, but it's a case of...
They won't be full strength?
Not full strength, no, and whenever we play Chelsea, any team has to be full strength.
Yeah, true. And you know what Chelsea have proven so far this season, and even, to some extent, the end of last season under Tuchel, that they are a brilliant side. And obviously they've added Lukaku to that. They're a dangerous team. They're going to be beaten, 80-90% of teams this season. Probably with ease as well, unfortunately. And Aston Villa might just be one of them.
Yeah, Chelsea haven't lost yet. I can't see them losing this game. And yeah, I'm going to see a Chelsea win. I can't see anything else.
Yeah, actually, same. I'll agree with you there, Harvey. I'd say Chelsea comfortably, probably to nil as well. Do you say to nil?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Obviously,
Although they do have Danny Ings.
very true. But Chelsea, they're a stubborn defence this season, only conceding 1 goal. So
Yeah,
it'd be very tough for him if he's playing up front by himself.
that's true.
But regardless of the result, it would always come back to the restrictions.
So looking at the only game that's on Sunday, Harvey, Leeds United versus Liverpool. Again, is this one a little bit difficult to call? Or is it as straightforward as seeing Liverpool win this one?
I would like to say it's difficult to call, but Liverpool have had an absolute amazing start to the season. So I can't see anything else but a Liverpool win. But Leeds are one of those teams where they're stubborn, and you never know which side they're going to turn up.
Absolutely. And I will say, and I think I have said before on different podcasts, that Leeds are one of them teams that if they turn up and they are in, full throttle mode where they're just flying into everything, they're the first to the ball, they are probably in the Premier League one of the hardest teams to beat. When they're on song, they are brilliant to watch as well. So a little bit of a tough game for Liverpool, this one, I think.
I think Liverpool have to be careful of how far up the pitch they push, because Leeds do counter, and they did that last season and finished the season well. But Liverpool have been very strong, yet to be defeated, only conceded 1 goal. Nothing but Liverpool, I think.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna back the Reds as well here.
Yeah, but you would.
I would. You're right. I think they're going to win though. I don't think it's going to be as comfortable as some of the other games though. I don't think it's necessarily going to be, a 2-0 or a 3-0. I think Leeds are going to cause them a few problems, but I expect Liverpool to get the job done.
Top of the league then?
No.
Okay, so we head on over to the blue side. Rafa Benitez men Everton take on Burnley. Good start to the season for Everton. Yet to lose. Burnley yet to win. Not many goals scored for Burnley, which may be an issue. Everton been flying, so how can you see this one?
I would like to say Everton. I think Everton are probably, the slight favourites here. Home advantage and things like that. And I think Rafa's got them set up well, But don't get me wrong, if any team that loves to come and upset a game plan, it's Burnley.
The stubborn Burnley. But Burnley always start slow. They always end up finding results from somewhere, and this could be one of them.
Do you think it will be, though?
I don't think so. I think Rafa's professional enough to get the job done here.
I know we're going back several years, Harvey, but Rafa Benitez's Liverpool side sometimes found it difficult to break down teams that played the low block, playing really, really, really defensive football, 11 men behind the ball. Burnley might rock up at Goodison Park with that sort of tactic, do you think? Or do you think they're going to be a bit more expansive?
I think they play a bit more freedom. I think now they've got Demarai Gray, who's been an absolute wonderful signing. He pushes defences back and allows that pocket of space in front of the box. So I think they could get a lot of set pieces.
Yeah, and they're a lot more dangerous these days, I think, under Rafa.
Oh, for sure. And Burnley have not been the best in the air this season. So balls into Calvert-Lewin could be an option.
Yeah, for sure. So, if people are going to ask our opinions, we would both say an Everton win?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think so as well. Just maybe a 2-1, something like that. Well, thank you as always for listening to the WolfStat podcast. We really appreciate it. Head over to our website, wolfstat.com, /shop, and you'll be able to see all this week's tips. Some of them are going to be free. Some of them are going to be behind a paywall. It's a cheap paywall though, Harvey. It's only 99p, am I right?
Yep, absolute bargain.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, as soon as we're feeling generous at WolfStat, if you use the coupon code WOLFIE at checkout, we'll give you a buy one, get one free. How about that? That's coupon code WOLFIE, WOLFY. Also, why not go follow us on Twitter where you can keep up to date with all the news. That's wolf_stat on Twitter. We'd be very grateful to have you there. Thank you for listening to this podcast as ever. We can't wait for the Premier League to be back. Can we, Harvey?
Oh, I can't wait.
Thanks, guys. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye.